Woo! What's going on, guys? Orms Forum coming at you guys today again with another late video. Today I'm going to be talking about that Lions secondary. I just want to go over a few things. See where we'll go from there. We'll go. If they're going to go in a base 4-3, 4-3-4, whatever. I'm just going to tell you the two corners and the two safeties who I really like, and then maybe I'll throw in a few backups that I think will push those guys and who to look out for. But my guy coming in as the number one cornerback should be Desmond Trufant. He's had a couple injuries the last couple years, especially last year. Hurt that forearm, went through some things, but he's still got some interceptions. He's gotten quite a few interceptions over his career. Nothing crazy, but he gets to the ball, and I don't think he's going to be a crazy drop off from Darius Slay, because I think Darius Slay hasn't really been good since 2017, and he got paid and went into the 2018 season, had two bad years, 2018, 2019. Slay was not good. He just was not good, and he was suffering through injuries too. And then all of a sudden he wanted $16-17 million, and Quinn showed him the door. And I absolutely love that move. I thought it was a great move to do at the time, because you can't pay a guy, a 29, 30-year-old cornerback who gets hurt all the time and burned all the time, top cornerback money. I've said it a few times. Good luck with that, Philadelphia. You'll see what you're getting. And then, okay, so we brought in Trufant. And they paid him 2 years, a 2-year, $21 million deal with $14 million of it guaranteed. So that's like $11 million a season, not even 10 and a half, right? Per year. And I don't think you're getting that much of a drop off from him. If any. You worry about the injuries, though. You do worry about the injuries a little bit, because he's 29 years old too. It's not like he's young, but they didn't pay him $17 million. They paid him much less, 10 and a half. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a really good move by the Lions, replacing Slay with Trufant. Then we'll go from there. Now, the number 2 guy I think coming in will be the number 3 overall pick, the kid out of OSU, Jeff Okudah. He's going to come in. He should be the number 2 guy, Trufant, and Trufant will obviously take him under his wing and mentor him. He should. I haven't heard about any of those guys working out together or anything like that just yet. I haven't really heard too much about Okudah, man. He kind of beaked off the other day, maybe like a week ago or something, or a few days ago, about something on Instagram and Twitter like that. It goes, the Okudah Island's coming to town. So, all right, baby, let's back it up, man. Let's back it up with your talk, man, because I know you can, because you're a stud. Man, you were the top cornerback coming out of high school. You were the top cornerback coming out of college. You're the number one cornerback in the draft. You did it all. You absolutely shut it down at OSU. You played phenomenal. You were a guy. You're not a big interception guy. He's not a big interception guy, but he breaks up a ton of passes. He doesn't get beat. He doesn't give up a lot of yards. This is all college, okay? So he gonna learn. He gonna learn in the NFL. But that's okay, man. That's how you do it. Then you're going to have Trufant obviously backing you up, teaching you the game, taking you under his wing, like I said, and just, doing his thing. And I'm kind of excited for that combo. So those are the 2 corners that I like. Those are the 2 corners. Now I'll go to the 2 safeties. I'll do the 4 starters right away. Now, Tracy Walker. That's who I like as the 1 safety, okay? This is a guy that was a 3rd-round pick 2 years ago. Yeah, so he's coming into his 3rd year. He's coming into his 3rd year, I believe. Yeah, man, it's already been 3 years for Tracy. So yeah, he's coming into his 3rd year. He could have a breakout year, man. These 3-year guys, usually this is when you start seeing breakouts, right? So I really do like his potential to break out, man. I think he led the team in tackles last year. He had over 80, which is not great because he's a safety. Should be a linebacker or something like that, right? Usually should be a linebacker. But he's not afraid to hit. He loves to get dirty. He was a ball hawk in college. He's a ball hawk in college. You can tell he's got that ability in the pros too, because he's made some pretty cool interceptions, some pretty miraculous catches in the last couple of years. So I love his ability, and I think he's going to have a nice breakout year, Mr. Walker there. And then the second safety that I think is going to start with him. I think I'm not totally sold on it 100%, but I think it's going to be Darron Harmon. Okay, I think it's going to be Darron Harmon, man. As a kid that came out of New England, okay, 29-year-old guy that was always kind of like, he was a backup, and he started a few games, and he started more and more games. Each year he started more and more games. He was nicknamed the closer by his teammates in New England because he had a knack for making big game clinching interceptions at the late in the fourth quarter, stuff like that. So I absolutely love his ability. He's a playmaker. He's a big timer. I guess he was the one thing I did hear about him when the Lions picked him up in free agency. I guess he was so excited that he was like jumping around his home or something like that, going crazy because he knew he finally had a great chance to start on a team and be the guy. So I think a duo of him and Walker should be good. I'm not 100% sold on Harmon yet, because I do like some of the guys that they got backing up. They got some pretty good guys. They got a couple undrafted guys that I really like. I'll get to that in a bit. So I did the 2 starters for corner, and I did the 2 starters for safety. So I got Desmond Trufant as the one corner and Jeff Okudah on both islands. I got those guys bang. Then I got Walker and Harmon, man in center field, floating around doing their thing. Okay, so I really like. Those are the 4 guys that I think will start by September. You know, when football finally starts. I don't know if it's going to start early September like it's supposed to. I think it's going to start at the end of the year. At the end of September. But whatever, those will be the 4 guys. Okay, now I'll go to the backups. Now I'll go to the backups for the corners. And the one corner that I really like too, he's a sleeper of mine. I like Amari Oruwariye. And I said it right. Hallelujah. I said it right. So I really feel good that I said that right. Okay, that's a tough one. Oruwariye. I just got to keep saying it, man. But I really liked what he did last year. Took him a bit to get on the field. Took him about maybe 10, 11 games from what I can recall. I didn't write it down, but it was around 10, 11 games. He was a 5th-round pick coming out of Penn State. He had some injuries. That's why he dropped. But he was a guy that Bob Quinn took a chance on in the 5th. But he didn't get a chance to get on the field until about 10, 11 games. Like 18 tackles, couple picks, made a real nice pick on Aaron Rodgers, where he extended his body. It was a really beautiful pick. It was really impressive, man. You can see the playmaking ability that the kid has, and I really like that. I really like him. He's one of my guys that it's going to be fun to watch him, Oruwariye, and Okudah in the future, man. Double O. Those are the double O's right there, baby. Okay. Those 2 guys are our future corners. That's it. Those 2 guys, unless they do something later on down the stretch, whatever, but those 2 guys are their future corners. And I hope they really do something with this Amari Oruwariye kid. Just going to be different. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. It's going to be interesting to see where he plays. You know what I mean? But he should be backing up Okudah or Trufant for sure. Either one of them, right? So. And then I got the backups there. So then my another guy that's going to play a lot of slot nickel, is going to play a lot in the nickel. He's a nickel cornerback, Justin Coleman, but he has the ability to play on an island too. He's done it. He's a guy that came from Seattle, New England, so he came from really two good franchises and played really well last year for the first little bit of the season. and then kind of dropped off. He like, I don't know what it was. He didn't play well, and it was a little bit disheartening. It was a little bit upsetting seeing that, because he got paid a little bit of money too to come in. And he was I think he's the highest paid. I think he's the highest paid nickel corner in the league actually right now. But he's a good football player, and he's only 26 years old. So 26, 27, something like that. But he's capable of playing on an island too. But he's mainly your nickel guy. He's going to come in and he's going to lock down on the number 3 wide receiver, play a little bit of zone, just do his thing, man. I think he's going to have a bounce back year, because he was playing well last year. Okay. Now there's another guy too at corner too that I should mention. It's a guy named Darryl Roberts. Okay. And now this is a guy that played in New York for like 4 years. Very physical cornerback coming from the Jets, man. He had like 165 tackles, 3 interceptions in like 4 years. So he's very physical. He doesn't shy away. So he's another guy that keep an eye on, Lions fans, of where he's going to be slotted in at, because he could take a spot too somewhere. Man, he could take Coleman's spot. He could take maybe a Kuda spot to start off the year. I don't think it's going to happen, but he's a guy that keep an eye on, and bang, Darryl Roberts, man. It's a guy I like too. Okay, and there's nobody really else I like at corner, man. You got D. Virgin, you got Mike Ford. Those guys kind of filled in last year, man, when everybody went down. They didn't do too much. Mike Ford, he looked okay at times, but those are the type of guys that you really don't want playing for you. So, starting anyways. So you really don't want those guys to start. So, but now I'm gonna go to the backup safeties. Now, the backup safeties that I really like. I like Will Harris. This is a guy that was a 3rd-round pick last year that kind of took a bit to get on the field as well. He had like 40 tackles as a safety last year. That's not too bad. He got a sack, no interceptions. He's a big hitter coming out of college. So I like him to make a step up this year. He'll be a nice backup to Harmon and Walker. So he could possibly win a starting job. He's young. He's really young. So Darron Harmon kind of needs to peek over his shoulder a little bit on that one. So that should be interesting to see where he goes. But I like him to step up this year too as well. Then there's a couple guys that I like at safety that there was a good free agent pickup that we picked up. We picked up Javon Curse, the kid out of Minnesota. And this was a guy that started a few games for the Vikings, and a lot of Vikings fans were actually upset that this guy got released and not re-signed by Minnesota. They were very upset actually with it. The kid big too. He's like 6'4", 215, 220. He's almost like a linebacker. This kid's chiseled. He hits hard. He's quick. He's fast. He's a special teams ace. That's where he shines the most. But people are saying, look out for this kid to possibly maybe he can crack the starting lineup or get a lot of playing time, because he got a lot of playing time last year in Minnesota. More and more each year as he went along. So that's another kid to look out for. Another kid that I really like. And then there's another cornerback that they picked up, and the Lions really went heavy on guys that play special teams. They do this Quinn does this kind of every year. He picks up guys that love to play special teams. So they went the Javon Curse route. Then they picked up a guy from the Bengals that was a special teams ace, Tony McRae. Just another guy that plays special teams and was really good at it. And I think they even signed the special teams coach from, and his name is escaping me, but they signed the special teams coach from Cincinnati Bengals, who, believe it or not, Cincinnati had a phenomenal special teams unit. Even though how bad of a football team they actually were, their special teams unit was top notch. And I'm pretty sure that they signed that special teams coach to come to Detroit. So they really value the special teams. So and then you got guys like an undrafted free agent like Jalen Elliott, who played for Notre Dame. More of an in the box kind of safety guy, man. Hits hard. Not especially phenomenal in coverage, but plays the run well and hits hard. Then they got a guy named Jeremy Dinson out of Auburn, who's kind of the same deal. Another safety who hits. So then they got D Virgin, guys like that plays corner, that plays special teams. So and then if you really want to get silly with it, they got Jamal Agnew. Who's probably going to be a wide receiver because I don't think there's any more room for him in the DB room. He's going to really have the ball out to be a wide receiver, but he's another option. He's not that good on defense, but he's a guy that is going to be on the bubble, and he needs to step up and make a name for himself. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys. I kind of covered it. I got your 4 starters. I got Trufant, Okuda on the island. I got Tracy Walker and Harmon, man in center field as safeties. And I got some solid backups in Aurora and Coleman, Darryl Roberts could be backing up there, getting lots. Coleman and Darryl Roberts will get lots of playing time. That's already going to be established. I already know that. And then you got your backup safeties, Will Harris, and then you got Javon Curse. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on that kid very, very closely. So it's going to be interesting, boys and girls. All right, so have a good one and stay safe and bam.